Hello everyone, I'm Not Ashamed here. There's a couple of things in the news the last 2 days that I want to go over I want to go over the weather really quick, and then there's a couple things in the Middle East that's going on that I thought was important to share. Okay, when you pull up the Drudge Report, it starts right off with the weather. It says, snow snarls the south. I believe this was in Atlanta, Georgia. But there is a couple other headlines that ties into this. This weather is just absolutely crazy. I don't care what they say. Something is wrong. Something is not right. If nothing else, it's warnings that are going unheeded. Last couple of weeks ago, they said that we had a polar vortex. Well, I had never heard that described in my lifetime for weather events. They explained it away. Oh, it's perfectly normal. Happens every so often. Move along here, nothing to see. Well, the headlines in Drudge Report this morning are, schools closed for snow in Florida. How often does that happen? Atlanta drivers abandon their cars on the highway. And the next title is tied into that. They abandoned their cars on the highway and slept in grocery stores. There were 50 school children stuck overnight on buses. And 911 system was so overloaded, they asked residents not to call anymore, to tweet the police if they needed help. Now, if you go to the book of Job in the Bible, God explains a few things to Job. In Job 9, it says, he shakes the earth from its place and makes its pillars tremble. He speaks to the sun and it does not shine. He seals off the light of the stars. Then you move on to Job 38, and he says, have you entered the storehouses of snow, or seen the storehouses of hail, which I reserve for times of trouble, for days of war and battle? You can read those 2 chapters in Job, but God is telling Job how he controls the weather. And like I said again, this is not normal. Something is wrong. Let's take a look real quick at the chill map. Look at these temperatures. It's amazing. It's just absolutely amazing and astounding what's going on with our weather. The last time we had the weather event a couple of weeks ago, we were all shocked at the frozen fountains in Florida and New York, and it was just crazy. But anyway, I did a search on Google, and I punched in convulsions of nature because I've heard other ministers and scholars say that that will happen in the end times, and I wanted to get a Bible verse. But this is what I found, and it sent chills down my spine. Everyone should be familiar with the demons, witches, occult, and Illuminati symbols in games. If you're not, maybe you should search games on YouTube and find out what your children are watching. Here's a picture of the game that I came up with. It's a card game. It's called Convulsions of Nature. You can watch the video by clicking here. But here's a picture, a screenshot of it. This first picture here, they use these cards in the game to cast spells and wreak havoc with the weather on their enemies. In fact, you can bring your opponent's life points down to 0 by doing this. And here's a couple more pictures of the game, their spell casting and what they can do. I was totally shocked. It started out with these simple characters that all of our children used to watch, the Yu-Gi-Oh cartoon. Well, that's how it started out, and now it's turned into this spell casting, weather control card game. There's not a whole lot of information. You can click a link here again and look at it on Amazon.com. But there's also the Illuminati card game, and you can click on the video and watch it. It also does some of the same things. I don't know, it's just very strange, and we're opening portals here that we know nothing about. We started out with harmless movies that everyone said, except me, I wouldn't allow my children to watch the Freddy movies. Then we moved on to the Harry Potter movies, and I couldn't understand at first why the churches were so upset, but I do now, because it does open portals and opens children's minds to the idea of demons and casting spells. Okay, this next one was yesterday. A boss says the transition period after the deal, the peace deal, can't pass 3 years. Well, that really struck out in my mind like a neon light. Revelation chapter 11. But the court which is without the temple, leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles in the holy city. They shall tread under foot 42 months. This 3.5 years is predicted in Revelation and other places in the Bible, and I just can't point this out enough. Abbas says the transitional period between the signing of a peace agreement with Israel and the final withdrawal of all the IDF troops from the West Bank cannot exceed 3 years. Now, Kerry said that it would last 10 years, and Abbas points out 3 years. Revelation is coming to life. All of this is pointing to this Middle East beast. They'll take over Jerusalem. It's just amazing. I'm going to move on to the next one, and you can see how it ties in together. Okay, Erdogan delivered a speech to his ruling Justice and Development Party as a hologram. And of course he gave a couple of different warnings as a hologram, but I know this technology exists. I'm not against new technology, but again, we get the neon sign from Revelation, and how it points to the beast, and it is raising its head, the beast in chapter 13. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Ezekiel 38 and 39 says, Persia, Cush, and Put will be with them all with shields and helmets, also Gomer with all its troops, and Beth Togarmah from the far north with all its troops, the many nations with you. These alignments are all coming together rapidly. I'm not saying that Erdogan is the Antichrist, but this technology that they are using, the very beast system that is rising up out of the sea, and yes it is, because the Ottoman Empire was it covered the whole of the Middle East. Well, it was killed at the end of World War I, and it's been trying to come back ever since, and it's coming together very rapid. But anyway, if you want to know more about this, you can look here at this video by Joel Richardson. He explains it a lot better than I can, and he has maps to show. I read his book, The Islamic Antichrist and the Mideast Beast, and I can't recommend it enough. But back to the hologram, this is the technology that they are using. Everyone needs to be familiar with it. It's not just in science fiction movies anymore. They are using it. Become familiar with it so that when their eschatology comes about, and if you see a hologram of Christ who says the Bible was wrong, come to me, I'm here now, worship me, you can discern and be aware, and you won't be fooled. Okay, this is the clincher for me. Turkey and Iran alliance is looming, and question mark. This union of powers in Islam is not only foretold in our prophecy, but theirs as well. In theirs, it happens right before their Mahdi Messiah appears. And with this appearance of their Messiah comes Isa, their version of Jesus. And he will tell the world that we were lied to as Christians, he didn't die, and we are to worship Islam and Muhammad and Allah, or he personally, Jesus, will kill us. You can watch a video here and here that explains that. The second link is to their own video that Iran made called The Coming is Near. They really believe this. You can't make this stuff up. Anyway, Turkish Prime Minister Erdogan arrived in Iran on Tuesday, where he met with Iranian President Rouhani to discuss establishing a high-level council of cooperation. This comes after the easing of sanctions and the new alliance that the world is making with Iran. And of course, Iran's president is on videotaped giving a speech saying that the whole world bowed to Iran. Again, prophecy is unfolding at a rapid rate. Revelation chapter 13 is almost complete. America and the West has helped this union of Iran and the alignment of countries in the Middle East with the Arab Spring. We are helping this come about. Again, I can't stress enough, get familiar with the players, get familiar with the alignments, get familiar with their prophecy, because someday we're going to find ourselves smack dab in the middle of this tribulation period spoken of in Revelation, where we are told to worship this beast kingdom or be killed. That's all I have for today. I just wanted to point a few things out for you, the warnings that we're receiving, and how the alignments in the Middle East are shaping up to form Bible prophecy. We're going to hear the shout soon. Now the mystery of God is finished as revealed through his prophets of old. And to quote another Bible scholar, I can almost hear the Messiah's footsteps. He's right at the door. So until next time, stay prayed up, packed up, and ready to go.